What do you do in a communist country when there's some little politics taking place? You know, they're switching out the old guard with the new guard, so to speak. And it's the time of the year for businesses across your country to release their statements, earnings statements, and whatnot. You just tell them if you got good results, go ahead and publish them. If you got bad results, don't publish them. You have our permission as the government not to publish the crap results. Guess what country I'm talking about? I just got done talking about it in my last video. China. Zero Hedge again covering this. China regulator instructs companies to delay bad results until after Congress. Thanks. In the U.S., equity markets have officially reached the phase in the bubble where fundamentals are almost entirely irrelevant and stocks trade up irrespective of whether company earnings are positive or negative. In technical terms, you could say we're in the latter stages of the BTFD, by the effing dip, phase of the economic cycle. That said, as Bloomberg points out today, regulators in China still have to be a bit more creative to quell market volatility during important national events. As such, the China Securities Regulatory Commission has sent out a notice to public companies kindly requesting that they delay their earnings report during China's Communist Party Congress, but only if they're going to be bad. China's securities watchdog has asked some loss-making companies to avoid publishing quarterly results this week as authorities seek to ensure stock market stability during the Communist Party Congress, according to people familiar with the matter. The Chinese Security Regulatory Commission made its requests via the country's stock exchanges, the people said, asking not to be named as they're not authorized to talk to the media. Another bonus they get in a communist country. Then again, in our country, America, it's not about the media talking to anybody or you talking to the media. The media essentially is the government. Government controls the media. So even if you do tell them something interesting and they don't want to talk about it, they're not going to report on it. Nope, they'll report fake news instead. At least 17 Shenzhen-listed companies announced delays to their earnings reports from October 20th to October 24th, up from 3 during the same period last year, exchange filings show. The CSRC declined to comment, while China's bourses didn't respond to faxed questions. That's because all those letters, when you fax stuff, they look all Chinese. Oh, wait, they could read that. Oh. Chinese regulators have stepped up efforts to quell market volatility during the twice-a-decade Congress, a highly choreographed reshuffling of the country's top leadership that's expected to shape President Xi Jinping's influence into the next decade. While the smallest equity swings in 25 years suggest government interference has worked, critics argue that China's leaders have backpedaled on a pledge to give market forces a more central role in the world's second largest economy. And I'm going to go ahead and say this. Are you sure it's the second largest economy? It might be the first. And there used to be someone you knew who was the first. Hint, hint. And to our great shock, the strategy seems to be effective. Of course, you can't be too blatant in your attempts to control markets, so a lot of companies have suddenly decided they need to finish checking earnings reports, while others simply said they have a lot on our plate to deal with and can't be bothered by silly regulatory filings at this point in time. Shandong Minhe Animal Husbandry Co., which farms chickens, and Shenzhen Hefficher Electric Co., an electrical equipment maker, were among the Shenzhen-listed companies asked to withhold their results this week, the people said. Shandong Minhe, which estimated a loss for the January to September period in an October 13th filing, said on Sunday that it hasn't finished checking the content of its earnings report and will postpone its release, previously scheduled for Tuesday to October 30th. Shenzhen Hefficher, which also projected a January-September loss on October 13, gave this explanation for a similar delay in a Sunday filing. We have a lot on our plate to deal with. End quote. So yeah, China, a little congressional crap going on. You're going to reshuffle the deck. You don't want any bad news right now. You only want good news. Anybody that's got good news, go ahead and report their earnings. Show everybody how powerful, how strong we are, what a good team. Give each other pats on the back up here in the government. And then after we're done reshuffling, go ahead and release those numbers. Those god-awful numbers. Gotta love it. Take care.